An exciting day for Aggie baseball today. I know Mario will take the podium here in moments and talk about all the accolades and the accomplishments for Jake Angier, and it's a long line of accomplishments in his illustrious career so far. The one thing that is unique when you can hire a coach of Jake's caliber and his resume, and obviously his most recent stop at Oregon stands out, a lot of success in the Pac-12, a super regional appearance this year. But if you follow Aggie baseball, you certainly recall the battles that New Mexico State had with Sacramento State over the years. And Jake was their pitching coach from 2015 through 2019. One of the craziest and longest games that I've ever seen was the WAC Tournament Championship game in 2018. Jake was the pitching coach, and him and Mario are laughing right now because this may or may not have been brought up during the interview. Jake was the pitching coach that year at Sacramento State, and it was the longest game I think most people have ever seen. 15 innings. It took 5 hours and 1 minute. 5 hours and 1 minute. The game finished at 12:13 a.m. All right, and there's a curfew for music and for noise in the city of Mesa around 10 p.m. So the final 2 hours of that game, a pitcher's duel between Jake's pitching staff and New Mexico State, there was no music or noise in the stadium for those last couple of hours because of the city noise curfew. All right, so Jake's pitching staff at Sacramento State against a New Mexico State offense that had 4 pros, a major leaguer, a first-round draft pick, and we couldn't get a hit for like 9 innings. All right, so that's Jake's experience at Sacramento State. So New Mexico State has seen it firsthand. He knows the blueprint of how good this program can be, and he knows what this program can be on a consistent basis from his time in the WAC at Sacramento State with that great program. I know everyone is fired up to hear from Coach for the first time, but first we're going to hear from 2 important people who have some remarks. Our first speaker is in his second go-around at New Mexico State, and he was here from 2000 through 2003 as the president, and in 2003, Aggie baseball had arguably the best year in the history of the program, winning 43 games. They also beat UNLV in a regional. So I think that could be a good omen for the future. Here's the Chancellor, Jay Googe.
Hey, thank you, guys. I said I wanted to be over here just simply to say welcome, and I didn't need all that, but thank y'all all for being here today. Awfully proud of this athletic department, proud of the selection that they made as a new baseball coach. I want to especially say thank you to the Search and Screen Committee. I know they did a lot of work and went through a number of candidates, and so we're fortunate to be here today. Go Aggies. Thank y'all all for being here today.
I promise I was not guaranteeing a regional out of the gate, Jake. I promise. Our next speaker has the rare distinction of running the athletics department, but he's also been able to wear the Aggie baseball uniform. He's the 1988 Aggie baseball Triple Crown winner, but he no doubt understands that pitching and defense wins championships. I can assure you that. Here's Athletics Director Mario Mocha.
Thank you, Adam. Can everybody hear me in the back okay? All right, thanks for coming out. I really appreciate it. Great crowd today. Thanks for the media to come out. I know we have some head coaches here too, and that's, I see Coach Kill here, I see Coach Hooten, I see Coach Adams. I think that might be it, and nobody yelled out that I forgot anybody, but thanks for you guys for being here. We appreciate it. We also appreciate the folks who are watching on Aggie Vision. Today, we open up another chapter in Aggie baseball history. But first, I'd certainly like to say thank you to the cheerleaders and Pistol Pete for being here today. Big round of applause for them. As the Chancellor mentioned, I certainly want to begin by thanking the individuals who assisted in the search process. Kevin Melendrez, Department Head of Accounting and Information Systems, and our faculty athletic rep. Don't applaud for, wait till I'm done. Kevin, raise your hand a little bit, would you? All right. Let's see here. 2 former Aggie baseball players, Daniel Sanchez, that's the Hawk, and Gil Padilla, my old teammate. You guys raise your hand. All right, there they are, a little shy in the back. Deputy ADs Chet Savage, who's here, Bron Cartwright, who is not, as well as our Aggie baseball play-by-play announcer, Adam Young, and the president of Beasley Legal, that's David Beasley. David's here. So thank you guys for all the hard work you did and the time you gave. I would also be remiss if I did not recognize and thank, and there's a lot of alums here who played baseball who also will thank him, our largest baseball benefactor by far, and that's Aggie alum Mike Johnson, who came in from Santa Fe. Thank you, Mike. Chancellor, he said at lunch you were the first ones to get him to give to New Mexico State. No, I'm just kidding. Now, I'd also like to thank the candidates. They were a very impressive group, and there was an unbelievable amount of interest in the job, and I've spoken with all the finalists, and I know they all appreciated being included in the process. But this is what stood out and what we got in Coach Angier. Jake's been on the coaching staff for 5 regional teams in the past 6 seasons, which includes a super regional appearance with the Oregon Ducks this just past season. His pitching staff finished top 2 in the conference in ERA for 9 straight seasons at 3 different programs, North Dakota State, Sacramento State, and University of Oregon. He can recruit. He helped recruit the 5th ranked class in 2022, according to Baseball America, and the 14th best class in the country in 2021, according to Perfect Game. Jake also produced 32 Major League Baseball player draft picks and 8 major leaguers. And just 3 weeks ago, Baseball America placed Jake on the list of the top 50 names to watch in the 2023 baseball coaching market. And Jake, I didn't even look at that list, but that's what Adam wrote, so that's great that you were on that. I know he can recruit. I wrote this part because he's got a tremendous wife in Sheena, who I'd like to welcome as the First Lady of Aggie Baseball, as well as his daughter Avery and his son Tripp, who is being good so far. Good job. Who are here with us today. Please give them a big round of applause. Now, you know, what sold me most on Jake was his work ethic, his attention to detail, his maturity, his integrity, the impact he wants to make on the players' lives, and his respect for the New Mexico baseball program and the potential that it holds. He's got incredible passion and a focus to win consistently at the highest level. On top of that, we've seen all over social media the last couple of days, he is highly respected throughout the country by his coaching peers and the players that he's coached. So coming right off a deep postseason run to a super regional, Coach has hit the ground running at New Mexico State. He's ready to go, and we know he's the man to guide us in the next era of Aggie baseball as members of Conference USA. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the 12th head coach of our New Mexico State Aggies, Jake Angier.
Thank you, everyone. What they keep forgetting to tell you, and they reminded me in the interview process, was that championship game that we won the first round. They ended up getting us, Aggies got us in the final game the next day, and they reminded me of that in the interview process and are bringing it up again here today. Wanting to start me off humble, I guess. So hope I don't have to hear too much more about it, and I can be on the good side of it this time. First, I just want to thank Chancellor Gouge and Mario and the entire search committee for this opportunity. My family and I are so excited to begin the next chapter of our lives here in Las Cruces. It was evident through the interview process and in my experience coming here for games in the past that this is a very tight-knit community that really cares about baseball. It is a community that I can't wait for our family to be a part of. I also want to thank all the people that have given me opportunities and helped me grow as a coach over the years. Most importantly, my parents. On top of that, I have been blessed in baseball to be around great people my entire life. I really have. You know, it starts with people like Richie Price and Todd Brown, who really helped me grow and come into my own as a very young coach in the game. Most recently, Mark Wazakowski, who gave me an opportunity to coach at the University of Oregon, where I was able to really learn what it looks like to lead a successful program in all facets. And lastly, I want to thank Reggie Christensen, who was my coach as a player and the one who inspired me to be a coach. It was his leadership and style that shaped the man and coach I am today. Now for the goals and beliefs here at New Mexico State. This is going to be a program that's centered on toughness. Everything we do will be to that standard. In order to do that, our coaching staff will need to cultivate an environment of clarity, trust, and accountability within the program. This is going to be a place where players are challenged, but also provided a life-changing experience. Winning will always be the goal, but toughness is the standard that needs to be met in order to achieve that. Lastly, I want to take one more moment to thank my family. My wife, Sheena, takes the circumstances of being a coach's wife and makes it look so easy. Avery and Tripp for hanging in there and being supportive of their dad all over the years when I'm gone and doing everything I have to do from a recruiting standpoint. I really appreciate you guys. I can't begin to tell you how much it means to me, the sacrifice that you guys make for me to do what I do. I love you guys, and I couldn't be more excited to begin our journey here in Las Cruces. Thank you, and I'll take some questions.
Coach, Rachel Fields with ABC7 in El Paso. You spent 15 years as a pitching coach. Why did now feel like the right time to take a head coaching job and here at NMSU?
Yeah, I mean, ever since I started coaching, I've been dreaming of being a head coach. So I think every year that you're an assistant coach, you're always kind of preparing for the opportunity that you're going to get at some point to be a head coach. And really, you know, over the last several years, as it got closer to maybe being that time, we were looking, me and my family and my wife Sheena, were really looking for a place that felt like it was going to be a good place for us to raise our kids, knowing that you know, we wanted to go somewhere where we want to be a while, you know, be there a while, and see our kids grow up and graduate high school. So, you know, I've been to Las Cruces several times to play games, coming here through the interview process and just driving around town, getting to experience the alumni, people that were on the interview committee, that you can tell there's a hunger and a thirst for successful baseball here, and that there's a passion and a pride in the program that I really ultimately just want to be a part of restoring here.
Coach Angier, Sam Guzman, KTSM 9 News. First of all, congratulations and welcome to Las Cruces. First question I have, 2 weekends ago you were making mountain visits in the Super Regional Series against Oral Roberts. Now you're in Las Cruces. Has it hit you yet that you're here ready to take on this new challenge in life?
I don't know. It goes fast. I mean, I think that's just the life in coaching. You're playing games and you're traveling and you're recruiting. You're doing all these things at once. So, yeah, I'll probably reflect on it here in a couple months, probably more when things settle down. There's so much to do right now, but I couldn't be more excited, and my family's fired up and just stoked to be here.
Just you obviously bring a winning pedigree here to New Mexico State. I guess just how will your experience at your previous schools help turn around this team after, you know, not having one of its best seasons last year or this year?
Yeah, I think, you know, every place I've been, really when I got there, it hadn't really achieved what they were trying to achieve yet. Now, I'm coming into a program that has had success in the past. It's just, you know, a recent spell of you know, unsuccessful seasons. And so I think just the track record of and experience of being within programs that were building something gives me what I need to do to, you know, hire the right staff and create the right culture here, an environment for our players to go out and perform and be successful.
You guys obviously.
I think it's huge. I think you know, it's an outstanding conference. We should be able to recruit really good players in this conference. If you're a player, you're going to get an experience to see, you know, different parts of the country. You're going to travel all across the South to play baseball. And the South, you know, South and Southwest is where baseball's at in this country. That's where people go out to see games. There's a real appetite for college baseball in the South. And so to be a part of a conference where you're going to get to provide players that opportunity and that experience, you know, that's all you can ask for as a coach. I mean, it makes recruiting easier and a lot of things easier from a development standpoint as well.
Coach Angier, NMSU has, recently been surrounded by, the athletics program been surrounded by controversy recently. I guess just amid all of this, why did you think New Mexico State was the best place to start your head coaching career?
Yeah, I've been here, and I've seen what it looks like when it's successful. I have a lot of respect for Brian Green, who was here and had to compete against him and prepare to try to win games against a guy that really prepared his team to do that. And so I know what it looks like here when you have, the right things going on and the right culture. And so for me, that's a big part of it. And two is just the community and the type of place this is. Anytime you're looking for, an opportunity, you want to go somewhere where they care. And that was evident right away in the interview process coming here that they care about baseball here and they want baseball to get back on track here. And I think that, we have the right leadership and the people in place and the right support with alumni. The alumni, has been crazy. Just the outreach, since I've been given this opportunity, people reaching out, that shows how much of a hunger there is for success, and people want to be a part of success. So that's why, that's why I'm fired up to be here and be a part of this.
Coach Angier, can you talk about just your approach with, as far as meeting with the players that are currently still here, and then also like how far away are you from, and what are you looking for from the staff?
Yeah, and our coaching staff, we'll hire a recruiting coordinator, a hitting coach, and then, we'll have the third assistant that could balance out the other two guys in some kind of way. Really I'm looking for guys with different personalities, guys that are going to balance each other out and give every player on the team, someone that's representative of them. I think that's really important. You don't want to have a coaching staff where everybody's the same guy. I think you want to create different personalities on your coaching staff in the hiring process, and so that's first and foremost what I'm after. And then as far as the culture, you just want to create a culture with some discipline, hard work, doing things right. It's a simple plan to be successful. I had a conversation with Coach Kill, right before I came in here, and he was talking about that. It's anytime you're taking something over that maybe it wasn't going right, the answers are always very simple. It probably needs more discipline, needs a little bit more, of this or that. It's not rocket science. It just takes hard work and guys that are energetic about getting after it and helping those guys perform.
Have you had a chance to meet with any of the players that are still here?
I just met two of them walking in. I've talked with a lot of them on the phone, but no, I just got into town and I'm looking forward to doing that in the coming days. A lot of them are out playing summer ball right now, so might be a while before I'm able to do that, but definitely looking forward to it.
Coach, Richard Coltart from the Las Cruces Bulletin. Is there something you've learned in the days and weeks since you applied for the job that you didn't know about Las Cruces or the university or the program that made you more excited about it?
Not in particular. I was really well informed, by the committee coming into it, and just obviously really tried to do my own research before even interviewing to make sure it was something that I was really serious about. Wasn't really in the mood to interview for a job that I didn't want. And so, I knew that I wanted this job before I even interviewed for it. And so no, I wouldn't say in particular, but I've been, just really happy and pleased with the people that I've met. I'm not surprised at all. I've been here before, and so I know the type of people that live here in this community, and they're great people that want to see a good baseball team.
Mario, just for you, what was it about Coach Angier that made you want to hire him, and how did you go about finding him?
Well, we don't really change our process, and we have historically not used search firms because of the finances. So just like everything else, I kind of look at every single coach in the country that I think we can get, right? So with the Power 5 schools, I'm looking at all 3 assistants, right? With other conferences, I look at the head coaches. If it's a tweener, I look at both. Look at Division II, look at junior college, and through that, you look for some commonalities. Obviously, we're in the West. I don't know if an East Coast coach is going to jibe as much. And Jake kind of hit a lot of the things. We get down to a list of maybe 50 people. I'm looking at the committee, then we got down to like 10, and then we got down to the folks that we wanted to bring in for an interview, and then you start doing your research. And the one thing that really got me, I talked to scouts, I talk to regional cross-checkers, ahead of them. I talk to college coaches. Usually when you're doing this, you'll get the only thing is, and it'll be something maybe on the negative bent, everyone was unbelievable. They said, he's more than ready. I think it would be a great fit for you, to get a high-quality pitching coach in Las Cruces, has not been the easiest thing, historically, and we've got one now. So just checked a lot of the boxes, and then all of the ADs. I had 3 ADs who had known him in the past, at either at different places or searches, said, oh my God, you got a great one. So kind of across the board on a cross-section of individuals, baseball guys, coaches, scouts, and administrators were really positive. And then, wherever he's been, pitching's hard, especially in college baseball, but to have the top 2 ERA in 3 different schools over 9 years kind of says you're a good coach. So I'm really excited about it, and that's a lot of the reasons why we chose Jake.
Just in Jake's first season, what goals have you set for him in his first year here at New Mexico State?
Yeah, I think those are things that we'll talk about as the roster will form. Obviously, there's a ton of players that went in the portal. We see all over the country when there's a coaching change, like at Wichita. I talked to Brian Green. All their players went in the portal, and you got to re-recruit them. So we'll see who comes back, who we bolster in the portal, the high school, how Conference USA is. So we'll have realistic goals. Okay, we know where we've been historically. However, we'll also have stretch goals. We've had major league players playing for the Aggies recently. Joey Ortiz, Kyle Bradish, Nick Gonzalez is banging on the door, Daniel Johnson. So I really think that we can be a contender in Conference USA. And then when we have those special players, contend for a championship. But right now, I do not have a set amount of win goal for coach. I think that would be way premature. Every game. No, just kidding.
Any more questions for Mario or Coach Angier?
All right, so that will conclude the press conference today. Reminder, there will be an event, a welcome reception with Coach at the Game 1 on Espina. And then for the media, they're going to do media interviews in there, so one-on-ones through John, and then they're going to have contract information as well for Coach if you're looking for that. Big day for Aggie baseball. Go Aggies. Thanks for coming.